Moving on to part two of our summative assignment for branding. We're going to basically take what we did before with our designs for our logo and we're going to apply them to a package. Now, in this case, you have to think in terms of what your company is and what they sell. And you're going to have to do two things. You're going to have to come up with what kind of a product it is you're selling, and you're going to have to come up with a suitable container to which you're going to sell that. Now, in this case, I want us to look at this little PDF that I found. I just found this randomly online, and I put it onto D2L here. And you can see it's a designer's book of packaging die lines. Essentially what this is, it shows you both the cutting out and the folding of several boxes. Now it starts off with shopping bags, which we didn't use any of these. I thought we could use one of these with a coffee bag, but we ended up using just a different thing. But some of them have some neat little things here. But I want us to focus on these rigid boxes, which start on page 21, 22 or so. And so you can kind of see there's that. This one should look familiar because it's the first one we did with the subscription box. That's tried and true. Collapsible rigid triangle box. This is kind of neat. So if you look at this, you can like fold it into different pieces and stuff, and you've got like a lid, sort of a presentation. So if you get like a bottle of some kind that you want to sell, like you sell energy drinks, that could be something you do. Rigid flip top box. This is kind of neat. The sort of a presentation that you sort of like flip it up. All of these things are pretty cool, I think. But the idea here is that you want to essentially create your product sort of based around both your logo, but at the same time also think in terms of what you're going to be doing with this box. Now some of these boxes I don't think lend themselves to too much like marking up, like this buckle box doesn't really lend itself to too much marking up. But you know, it's sort of use your imagination here. This is kind of neat. So like I said, this kind of goes through page 44. So 22 through 44. So look at these and look at how they're folded and stuff, and kind of think in terms of what you think your box might look like once you get done designing it and stuff. It's kind of neat right here. Most of these obviously are sort of designed to be like, you know, when you print them off to be like, I don't know, like 3 inches square. Not super big, but obviously, you know, you could put each of these things on different sizes of paper, or craft paper, cardstock, or whatever, and you could create your own thing here. But in this case, what we're doing is we're going from there, and then once you've decided what you want, and once again, stick with pages 21 through 244, right? Stick with the rigid boxes, because what I've got down here are the actual schematics that I've sort of put into Illustrator and then downloaded as a JPEG, and they're pretty small. They're like 8.5 by 11, but like as if that were pixels and stuff, so they're not very big when you drop them in, which is not really necessary for them to be that big. But basically what you'll do is you'll resize your logo to fit in with that, and you'll essentially take these guys here, and you can sort of adjust the way you want them to go. So again, all you're looking at here is just the actual die lines here, the folding lines and the cutout lines and stuff. So this is going to be necessarily representative of what it's going to look like at the very end there. You'll want to make sure you're cross-referencing that with the PDF as far as what side's going to be on the outside. And so in this case, obviously this could be, you could be looking at this and say this could be the inside or the outside. So if, say for instance, you wanted this to be like, this could be the outside, you put your markings here, and then maybe you want to put something on the inside here, understand that at least one of these sides is going to be hinged together with this little flap that's going to be stuck on the inside of one of these pieces here. So that's one thing. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so once you've determined what package you want, now it's time to start thinking about what product is going to go in that box. So you get your company, and you get your box, and now we got to figure out what our product is going to be. And so when you design your box, you want to include a few key pieces of info. You want to make sure you have a presentation side where you're going to have your logo and then the name of the product. So recall, like the coffee mug here, we have our logo and we got the name of the product, and we also have this little flavor text down here that is going to sell this product, right? And so I gave a couple of examples here. So Doot Dark Roast from Whistle and Mug, a pleasing, robust taste with notes of chestnut and coriander. Now, the other example I gave in the previous Dropbox was Curious Goose Audio Hardware, and I'm just going along with this sort of flying V condenser mic, right? So again, the mic is probably should be spelled differently, mic M-I-C instead of mic, like Anyways, it's a stereo microphone with USB 2 and Bluetooth compatibility. Ooh, hey, that's nice. I want to buy that, right? From Verdant Lake, purveyors of fine stationery, comes the Shenandoah Notebook, a 60-page journal on heavy French vellum with blank and ruled pages. So these are all like just things that say like, oh, that's a thing I want. You don't have to like say this is the best thing ever. You have to like sell it, but you're just gonna explain what it is and obviously play it up a little bit, right? So you just get, think of, so the world's your oyster. So if you're selling something, even if you're selling something that's a joke, if you're selling just like an at home uh, you know COVID-19 test that obviously doesn't exist at this point, you can just like put in whatever you want, right? So the whole point is that you just sell it in the sense that you're selling it to whoever's buying it, right? So your box should have a face that features 50 to 100 words describing your company and what they're all about. So I'm going back to the sort of the whistle and mug thing here. So in this case, I want to know about your company that you've created, right? So we're creating some lore here, right? Let's get some lore. Right, in this case, the whistle and mug is all about a magical leprechaun who played to the sheep and whatnot, and now he's just whatever, plays to the beans, and the beans grow nice and stuff. All right, so in this case, this could be on the interior of your box. So for instance, if you wanted to choose, say for instance, this this box here that has like the interior here, what you could do is you could put like the branding and stuff here along with the name of the name of the product and stuff, and on the inside you can have a little about the about me, about the company and stuff. So they lift it up, they pick it out and stuff. If you ever had like one of those Whitman samplers or Russell Stover Russell Stovers, but one of those chocolate boxes and stuff, generally you open up the lid, and on the inside of the underside of the lid there's a little history of the Whitman samplers or whatever it was, the chocolate box you got and stuff. So something like that, right? And so finally, your package should contain design accents. That doesn't necessarily mean solid colors, but it can include solid colors. But could include something like the grids and dots. So if you want to put a little design on the sort of the edges of the book band, or the colored sides to our subscription box, as well as the step repeat logo on the interior, all those things. So two other faces. So in which case, again, this is why we're needing to use the rigid boxes and stuff. Think in terms of interior, exterior, and stuff. So if you want to have like something wrapping around the outside, that's fantastic, but you don't want it to wrap around from the outside to the inside, because you don't want to be interrupted like that, right? So you want to have like something different on the inside than it is on the outside. Okay, so that is essentially it. So if you have any questions on this, like I said, take your time with this. This is it for the week. We'll probably have something on Thursday just to kind of like wrap everything up and stuff. But I want you guys to take tomorrow to sort of take today to just work through this package, make it look nice. I'll be uploading your grades to the previous weeks in the next day or so, and so hopefully we can get everybody caught up and get our grade books made whole. All right. Well, in the meantime, though, I cannot wait to see what you guys produce. See y'all in, see y'all around.